Frisco, Texas is a town north of Dallas, Texas that just about everyone has heard of and a lot of people are drawn to. But the fact of the matter is, for a lot of people, it's just not their cup of tea. And for their own reasons, of course, they choose to live in adjacent cities or other areas altogether. So if Frisco, Texas is on your radar for a home site, stick around because today we're going to go top to bottom in the city, some say has a lot to offer. And as a bonus, we're going to be laying out key information across a number of areas. And whether it's good or bad, whether it's pro or con, whether it's yin or yang, that's going to be your decision, guys. So sit back, roll with us, and be sure to take notes. And if you don't mind, call it like you see it and let your fellow viewers know in the comments down below. Frisco, Texas, located about 30 minutes north of DFW Airport and 45 minutes to downtown Dallas, is known as a beacon of growth in the Lone Star State. It's known for its excellent school district, incredible outdoor entertainment opportunities, booming economy, the Dallas Cowboys headquarters, and friendly, safe living environment. You know, it's a city where the community literally thrives with a well-educated population that enjoys a high median household income, which really reflects the city's desirability. With a growth rate that outpaces most in the country, Frisco is a city that just continues to be on the rise. So whether it's articles in the Dallas News, rankings in niche.com, or other internet sites that we reference, Frisco, Texas consistently earns its spot as a top contender for families, people, and professionals alike. And I'm excited to share today because I've seen Frisco, Texas grow up close and personal for the last 20 years, and it has been nothing short of amazing. So here we go. Let's get into Frisco at a glance. The population is pushing almost 250,000 people at 230,000. It's growing at 4% a year. The median family income is above 175,000. Woo! And the median age is only 38.3. It's incredibly diverse, with population made up of 48.1% white, 26.7% Asian, 14.1% Hispanic, and 9.3% Black or African American. And so it's incredibly diverse. 98% of the people, the adults in Frisco have a high school diploma, 38.4% bachelor's degree, 28.3% have a graduate degree. But that's great, Phil. What about housing? What is the median house sale price? Well, right now it's hovering at about $650. It's been higher. It's been a little lower this year, but we're coming at the end of the year at about $650. But let's have a little fun. Here's a not so random question. Why aren't we talking about Emerson, Texas? You know, back in the early 1800s to mid 1800s, the Shawnee Trail ran north-south in the area, which was famous for cattle drives and migration. Later, it was renamed Preston Road. And it's about 4 miles off the road that a town named Lebanon, Texas was established back in the 1800s. And it was on a local high ground. And as it began to grow, it drew more and more population. But about the turn of the century, the St. Louis-San Francisco Railway established itself along Preston Road, 4 miles away, because the land was flat and there was a good source of rainwater that came from the high ground, which could power the steam engines. Well, a guy named Emerson said he would establish a bank in this new little railhead community if it was named after him. So they did. Well, it turns out most of the residents in Lebanon relocated to Emerson where the action was, but Emerson never built the bank. And so the townspeople, they weren't going to stand for that. They renamed it Frisco because that was the nickname they had given to the St. Louis-San Francisco rail line. So the postmaster looked at that and said, you know, I'll bless that name. And now we are living it. Frisco, Texas. Okay, guys, let's dig in on topic number one, education. You know, when it comes to education, Frisco Independent School District shines with a straight A report card on niche.com and an A rating from Texas Education Association and is ranked 15 out of about 1,052 school districts in the state. It is right up there. I mean, there are 44 elementary schools, 19 middle schools, 12 high schools, and 3 program centers in the Frisco ISD, Independent School District. Now, the district has a 17-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, a 98% graduation rate, and an average SAT score that's at 1280. right? 64% of students are at least proficient in math and 68 in reading. And those stats are up there, right? And so Frisco is also known for its athletic and vocational programs, offering students a pretty good, well-rounded education experience. Frisco designs its high schools to compete at the Class 4A and Class 5A levels, which is not the biggest level that they could compete at, but they do this to keep the size of the schools around 2,000 students or less in high school. Some of the other independent school districts north of Dallas, Texas are designed to compete in that 6A category, so they have much larger student populations at any given high school. So is that good or is that bad? Well, you decide, but put it in the comments down below. But overall, Frisco ISD's commitment to excellence makes this city's educational system a major draw for families. We see it all the time. When people are moving here, they're asking, we want to look at the Frisco ISD. So the proof is there all the time. Number 2, let's talk employment here in Frisco, Texas. Ranked number 1 in the job growth among U.S. mid-sized cities in October 2019, Frisco is still cranking right along with an unemployment rate of 3.4%. And that's lower than both the state and the national average, according to datacommons.org. And the city's economy is quite diverse, with many industries such as healthcare, technology, retail, and finance all being well represented. The top employers include Frisco ISD, T-Mobile, Amerisource, Conifer Health Solutions, Baylor and Centennial Medical Centers, Oracle, Fiserv, and IKEA, just to mention a few. The city's business-friendly policies and excellent infrastructure have attracted many companies to set up shop here in Frisco, and it's created more job opportunities for its residents than just about anywhere else around here. So stick with us when we get down to the entertainment section for a little bit later on, and you'll see more reasons why jobs seem to be plentiful for the foreseeable future in Frisco, Texas. Number 3, housing and safety. In Frisco, housing options range widely, but the number of homes below $500,000 are diminishing compared to homes of higher prices. Here are the recent sold, marked in red, and the for sale in green of homes in Frisco at $499,000 or below. Now let's look at $500,000 to $1 million, either recently sold or currently for sale in Frisco. And now let's look at the homes that have sold or are for sale at $1 million plus in Frisco. And you can see that as we move up in price, there's just more to be had. And of course, the median price at $650,000 for homes offers just a glimpse into the city's competitive real estate market. And if you're thinking of buying in Frisco and are wondering if prices will go up or down in the future, just stick around for the entertainment section, and it may sway your thinking on potential appreciation in this market. So, safety. Let's talk about safety is another hallmark of Frisco. According to neighborhoodscout.com, they analyzed all cities and towns in America with a similar population size to Frisco, Texas, and found that the crime rate in Frisco is one of the lowest in the nation for its size. Translation? Yes, there is crime in Frisco, but for its size, Frisco is one of the safest cities to live, making it a secure choice for people and families. So, let's talk about the final 3 here that we're about to get into: property taxes, traffic, and growth. But first, my team and I have been guiding people through the home selling and buying process for over a decade, helping them to move with confidence. So if you're thinking of $1 million dream home, a move-up home, a last home, a new or pre-owned first home in Frisco, or any of the towns or neighborhoods north of Dallas, Texas, email, text, call, or better yet, capture this QR code. Right? Crack out your mobile, capture the QR code, and schedule a face-to-face Zoom call, because I would just love to have you share what's on your mind. And we'll share what's possible for you in the market so you too can move with confidence. Coming into number 4, entertainment and shopping, one of my favorite. Frisco is a veritable playground, guys, for those who love to shop and be entertained. From the bustling Stonebriar Mall to charm of local boutiques, shopping here is a delight. Entertainment options abound as well, with venues like the Ford Center at the Star, which is the headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys, providing sports and events enthusiasts with year-round excitement on that venue. We've got Dallas FC professional soccer team at Toyota Stadium, the PGA World Headquarters with 3 world-class golf courses there to choose from at the Omni Resort and PGA, the Rough Riders minor league baseball right downtown in Frisco, Texas. Here's a shot of my wife Debbie and I at a game, and here's a pro tip. Love these games, right? Get seats that are in the shade. This is Texas, guys, and we do have some pretty good heat in the summer. Or here in the holidays, you can go to the Light Park. It's a brand new holiday-themed attraction right next to Rough Rider Stadium that you can cruise through in your car. It is so great to bring the little ones, and even older ones will love this venue. And over at Stonebriar Mall, which is just about a rock's throw from there, they have so much in terms of just stores and fun and restaurants. I especially love the venue that you can find there called iFly Indoor Skydiving. Here we are on my birthday, and I'm the guy in blue, of course, the guy in red. That guy is crazy, crazy good. Just like jumping out of a plane, but you don't have to be 10,000 feet above the ground. And get this, guys, they just broke ground on the new Universal Studios theme park. It's a kids resort. Brand new theme that they're putting together right here in Frisco, Texas. And all this, not to mention the city's parks and recreational facilities, sports complexes, fields, trails, and a number of other golf courses in addition to those at the PGA to choose from. I mean, it just goes on and it goes on. And with new developments always on the horizon, Frisco's shopping and entertainment scene is ever evolving. Remember, I said we come full circle on employment in this section. Well, look at all the venues that are new, planned, and growing. All this growth requires people. I mean, Universal Studios alone, that they just broke ground on, that new theme park, the kids resort, is looking at 2,500 jobs just to build that resort. The PGA World Headquarters has been working on that facility for at least a couple of years now, and they're not even near done. And there's even more coming, more developments. It's for the foreseeable future. I think we're going to have a great low unemployment rate. So let's get into everybody's favorite, property taxes, right? One of the greatest things about living in Texas is the absence of a state income tax. Now, this is quite appealing to those relocating from many other states around the nation. But that being said, guys, you are encouraged to understand the elements that combine to make up your total tax rate. Ask my team and I to help guide you to the right resources. Because when you're looking at homes at a specific home's tax rate, just make sure that all the elements are included, because internet sites that show homes may not provide the total picture. Elements would include things like the city tax, the county tax, the schools tax. Are there any special college taxes, special assessments, or taxes for infrastructure or water? In Frisco, you can find total tax rates, get this, from below 2% upwards to about the 2.3% range. It is actually some of the lowest in the area, and certainly lower than a number of other communities and neighborhoods in the surrounding towns. But homes in Frisco, here's the trade-off, may prove to be much higher in price. Much of the low tax rate has to do with the great city planning over the years of Frisco. I mean, they have really ensured a focus on making sure they have extensive business zones. There was a thing called the $5 billion mile here for a while, where the Star is, right? And that's how much commercial development was going on. 4 large entertainment venues we've talked about, which draw major crowds, generating major tax revenues that lessen the burden on you, the residents. So just something to think about on the property taxes. And talking, traffic is also one of those topics that people like to, or maybe not like to talk about. Traffic always tends to be controversial, and how you describe it. Is it heavy? Is it good? Is it bad? It all depends on what you're used to. But traffic in Frisco, as with any other growing city, can actually be a mixed bag, guys. While the city is proactive in managing congestion and improving roads, peak travel times can see increased traffic, especially if you're traveling on the Dallas North Tollway. We call that the DNT, right? At peak commuting times in the morning or in the evening on a weekday. Sam Rayburn Tollway, or 121, can also be a little painful at peak, but not so much, in my opinion, as the Dallas North Tollway. But here's the thing. When you're considering a location of your home, take into account When you have to go out every day, where do you have to go? What time of the day do you have to go? How often each week do you have to go? Right? All these are going to be determining factors in terms of how you view traffic. The ease of getting around varies, but overall the roads are good, and the city is committed to ensuring smooth transportation for its residents. Guys, just think of it this way. Collin County, where the cities, towns, and neighborhoods are that we always talk about here on our YouTube channel, in aggregate, the population in this county, Collin County, is over 1.1 million people. So, of course, you're going to have some pockets where it's good or maybe not so good, but overall, I tend to think, again, I don't travel much during the peak rush hours. I tend to think it's not so bad, having lived in the East and the West Coast. But you get caught at 5 p.m. on a Friday and you're not going to be liking things and wish you had an audio book. So write down below in the comments. Tell me what you think. What's been your experience? Whether it's good, whether it's bad, how's it on the weekends versus the weekdays, the peak travel times versus non-peak travel times? Everybody wants to know about this, so put your comments down below. Guys, we are coming into the station. Let's talk about future growth. Frisco has proven so adept at handling growth and retaining its appeal while expanding wisely. The expansion of the school system over these years has definitely left a mark. It's been one of the most challenging things that the Frisco leadership has had to deal with. In 1995, there were 4 schools in Frisco, Texas, and they have opened 2 to 6 campuses every year since then. Just imagine the logistics of building, not to mention the logistics of gathering teachers and making sure that it's all going to be performing to plan. And as I mentioned, the PJ Omni Resort, Universal Kids Resort, but then there are plans for expanding and bringing in a lot more H-E-B grocery stores into the area. And you got to be a Texan to really appreciate that. It's if you can't get to Buc-ee's, it's the next best thing, H-E-B. They're also looking at more arts and cultural centers, parks. University of North Texas has just opened up a campus in Frisco, Texas. That's the big green machine, right? They recently opened doors there in their campus, which is on Preston Road, just south of 380. And the growth overall has just been intense, but there are still large swatches of land that are nothing but look like the old Chisholm Trail, the old Shawnee Trail. It's just, it just looks like prairie. So there's a lot of space to go, right? But they have the focus and the vision and the leadership in Frisco to make it happen. So let's sum it up, guys. Frisco is a city of opportunity, no doubt. Quality education, no doubt. Community amenities that cater to a diverse population. It's just a place where growth is embraced, but not without careful planning and consideration for the quality of life for the residents. So whether you see these aspects as pros or cons, as good or bad, really depends on your personal preference and life stage, right? Me personally, I live in Allen, but I love to head out to Frisco for fun. As a matter of fact, I'm putting in right here in Frisco at the corner of Main and Preston. There is an iconic barbecue place you have to go to. Here it is, Hutchins Barbecue. Don't miss it. But if you're traveling south on Preston, you got to turn east onto Main. That's another one of those painful intersections at peak travel times, but the barbecue is absolutely worth it. So if you're ready to explore what Frisco has to offer, remember, our team is here to guide you through every step of the process. We're passionate about finding the right fit for our clients, and we'd love to do the same for you. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss out on our next videos with the latest and greatest in the towns and communities north of Dallas, Texas. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments below or reach out directly through our contact information in the description or the QR code, because we are here to help you move with confidence. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you soon. Maybe even as a new Frisco resident. This is Phil Martin. Take care.